And now it's time for Inside the Actor's Mind with Gage Agnew. Welcome to Inside the Actor's Mind with Gage Agnew. I'm your host, Gage Agnew, and this is Inside the Actor's Mind with Gage Agnew. Today I am joined by Vincent Soretta. Welcome, Vincent.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Vinny, do you mind if I call you Vinny?
I mean, you usually do, so sure.
So, you would classify yourself as a character actor, right?
Sorry. What?
Yes, I see you've acted in such things such as Gauge Your Interest, Concessions, Gauge Your Interest, Video Store, and the unforgettable Gauge Your Interest, Captain Underpants.
I mean, those are just YouTube videos. I mean, your YouTube videos, and I was...
Yes, and you were a character in them, an eccentric supporting character.
Wait, okay, back up. What exactly are we doing here?
Oh, this is an interview for my YouTube video on character actors.
Okay. But I'm not an actor.
Well, just pretend like you're...
No, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some supporting character in your twisted online pretend land, alright? And by the way, you said we were gonna get Thai food. Not...
Well, we're getting Thai after.
Wait, let me get this straight. I drove all the way down to the valley so you could stick a mic and a camera on me and get me to lie about my profession.
Lie is a strong word. I would say just...
All right. You're a bad friend. You know that? Bad friend. Gage Agnew, bad friend. Elect Gage Agnew for bad friend 2020.
One of the most common things I overhear in a movie theater, besides soda sucking and infant tears, is, who is that guy? The "who's that guy" label is just about as common as any A-list movie star nowadays. So who are these mystery men and women? The answer won't shock you. They're character actors. Now, when people think of movie stars, they think of the leading men and women of Hollywood. You know, your Tom Hanks, your Bradford Pitts, your Leto da Vincios. But what other people might forget is that there are actually other people in a movie. What? I know. And they aren't your mama's movie stars. They're character actors. We're talking about your Michael Clark Duncans. We're talking about your Steve Buscemi's. We're talking about your Bruce Campbells. We're talking about your Dougie Jonesies.
Dougie Jones.
Now, you might be wondering, where did the term character actor come from? Well, it came from a British newspaper in 1883 called The Stage, and it was to describe someone playing a character with individualities and eccentricities. A character role might be even meatier than an extra or even a bit part. Basically, a little more over the top than your average leading lady.
Hi, everybody, it's Weird Wink Wilkinson laughing and scratching at you. How's everybody doing today? I got a little bit of a stiff neck. Let me just fix this up. Oh, that feels a lot better. Well, I got a great show for you today with some wonderful weird stuff.
Now, you might be battling through your brain hole. Hey, if all actors are playing characters, aren't all actors character actors? And you might be right. Just because an actor is playing a character doesn't necessarily make them a character actor. You may be familiar with the term from that show that people claim to be their favorite to sound smart, BoJack Horseman, from esteemed character actress Margot Martindale, who plays esteemed character actress Margot Martindale. For the life of me, I can't imagine who she might be imitating. A common misconception that people have about actors is that they're all aiming for stardom. They want their name in lights. They want to dine with sleazy movie producers. And they want to have all the riches and anxieties that come with it. Hell, that's what my father said to me.
Dad, I just found out people get paid to be in movies.
That's what I want to do when I grow up.
You'll be working in the coal mine with the rest of your brothers. Now put on that hard hat while I go buy some cigarettes and never return.
Ah! Childhood trauma aside, not all actors are aiming for mega superstardom status. Some are just content with the supportive roles.
I had so many wonderful teachers, and one thing that they consistently told me, Zelda Fitzhandler, Ron Van Loo, Ken Washington, is that it wasn't about you. It's not about you. It's about these characters.
It's acting. It's their job. When you've been watching cinema as long as I have, you see the same dozen faces or so grace the silver screen. You want to pay your respects to some of the people who are not quite in front of the camera, more in the background. The zanier, the more unappreciated character actors of film.
I'm a zit. Get it?
One of the actors that I mentioned earlier was Michael Clark Duncan. Now, he's probably best known for his role in The Green Mile, where he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but I'm going to be real with y'all. I know him from the 2003 disaster piece, Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
I've been following that piece you wrote about the Kingpin. How do you kill a man without fear?
He just seemed to have a lot of fun in that movie. He was really chewing that scenery. It's not just comedy or action or drama or voiceover that you find him in. He's not limited to one genre. Michael Clark Duncan had range, and I loved him for that. He was truly one of my favorite people to see grace across the silver screen with his distinct voice and figure. Another popular character actor is Alan Tudyk. You might know him from his small voiceover roles in any Disney movie from the past 10 years. He also was unnecessarily killed in Serenity.
I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch out.
And he was also accused of killing in Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
This is a suicide pact.
Is that what?
These kids are coming out here and they're killing themselves all over the woods.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
This handsome devil was also Steve the Pirate in Dodgeball, a true underdog story. In fact, this was the first movie that my good friend Dave Capdevielle ever bought on DVD using his own allowance. Let's ask to see how it holds up.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
It's okay.
Next up is the chiseled chin god himself, Mr. Bruce Campbell. You might be most familiar with him from the Evil Dead franchise, where he plays Ash, but in fact he's in a lot of Sam Raimi movies. Actually, all of them. He was in Darkman, Oz the Great and Powerful, and the Spider-Man trilogy. The one Sam Raimi did, not the other Spider-Man trilogy that you might be thinking of. I don't know. There might be one. When he's not getting prodded by Raimi on set, he is playing Mr. Ronnie Reagan in Fargo Season 2, and he was also in a ton of makeup in Escape from L.A. I got this poster signed by Bruce Campbell, but it says Ring Guy right here, and that was his character in the first one. But this is the second one, because you can see Dr. Octopus in his eyes right here. But I didn't want to correct him since he's Bruce Campbell, so I didn't, and then I left. Some character actors are right in front of your face and you don't even recognize them. That's what I like to call a creature actor, someone coded in makeup, suits, and special effects. They're actually a lot more monster than human, and they portray what a lot of other actors can't really do. One of my favorites is Mr. Doug Jones. You've seen him in a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies such as Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy, and Shape of Water. Same with Mr. Andy Serkis, who played Gollum and Caesar in Planet of the Apes, but he's more coded in computer graphics than anything else. I can't tell you how many girls have told me their first crush was Mr. Billy the Zombie from Hocus Pocus, and honestly, I don't see the appeal. I'd also like to mention the great Allison Janney, who went from the Chuck Lorre show Mom to winning an Oscar for I, Tonya the very same year. If we're talking range, Miss Allison oozes it. From Private Parts to American Beauty, Hollywood just can't keep their hands off of her. Now I want to pay tribute to probably the best-known character actor today, Mr. Steve Buscemi. And he's been in so many things, it would make Roger Corman red with envy. For adults, he was in Reservoir Dogs and The Big Lebowski, and even for kids, he was Wayne the Werewolf in the Hotel Transylvania series, and Randall in the Monsters, Inc. series. Probably his most underrated role was actually in Life, where he was a New York firefighter, and he even assisted in saving lives in the September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center. Truly, a hero on and off screen. Much love to you, Mr. Buscemi. All right, to be honest, I forgot a lot of people while writing the script, so I just wrote them down, and we're just going to do a quick speed round right now. All right, Bob Odenkirk. He was in Better Call Saul, Mr. Show, and he's been in a lot of comedy things. If you've seen a comedy movie in the past 20 years, he's probably in it. Eugene Levy, guy with the big bushy-ass eyebrows. He was in A Mighty Wind. He's in a lot of Christopher Guest movies. He's also in the American Pie series and Schitt's Creek, where he's married to Catherine O'Hara, and she was in Beetlejuice. She's the one that sang Day-o! And Danny Trejo, a big, mean, ugly guy who has this wrinkly face, and he was in From Dusk Till Dawn and Machete and the Spy Kids movies. Mr. Luis Guzman, who's been in a bunch of little things. He was in Boogie Nights. He was in Miss Journey 2, The Mysterious Island. He was in that one part in Community where he goes, "Hello, it's me, Luis Guzman." And Mr. Terry Crews, big buff black guy. I don't know if I can say that, but I'm going to say it anyways. Really fun, really wholesome guy. He was in the Old Spice commercials, and he was in White Chicks where he goes, "Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, and I need you, da-na-na-na-na-na, and I want you." Maybe I got that mixed up. Mr. Harry Dean Stanton, who was in Twin Peaks The Return and The Avengers for some reason.
Anybody can be an actor, a film. Anybody here, everybody in this room, everywhere, can be a film actor if you've got a good director. Just tell them to be themselves, and they'll be brilliant.
Mr. Tim Blake Nelson, who is in Holes, an American classic, and he was also in the latest Watchmen series. Great. He was basically Rorschach, but he was still great. Mr. Steven Tobolowsky. I'm reading off the script. Mr. Steven Tobolowsky, who was Ned
Ryerson.
Ned Ryerson. Mr. Stephen Root, who was in Dodgeball, Idiocracy, Get Out, and probably the latest and thing I love him the most from is Barry, the Bill Hader series. And Miss Jennifer Coolidge, who is Stifler's mom from American Pie, who was so hot. Sorry, I also want to mention Mr. Keith David. He was also in Community 2, but he was also in They Live, where he just has a fight with Rodney Piper in a parking lot for like 5 minutes. And that itself deserves a whole other video, but I'm going to film this segment just in case. So Keith David, good on you. You have a beautiful voice.
Hey, were you in the Cape?
No.
And here are the people that I forgot. And I apologize, but as I'm editing this, I probably forgot some people. So here's all the people that I missed. Thank you for understanding. In conclusion, I know a lot of people who judge based solely off the numbers, whether it's how many awards they've got or how much money they've made off the box office. Hell, it's not just actors, it's people that I know judging who to talk to based on their follower count, which is ridiculous to me. And while it might just be a byproduct of living in Los Angeles or being on social media too much, it still bugs me. And while I'm grateful for stars like Scarlett Johansson and Brad Pitt, I think we should definitely be more appreciative of the smaller roles, the character actors. Where would Margie be if not for her husband, John Carroll Lynch, to keep her grounded in Fargo? Who would Dorothy have to fear if not Margaret Hamilton's Wicked Witch of the West? And a good chunk of Star Trek tales would be missing if you cut out all the episodes with Jeffrey Combs. So, the next time you see an actor that you sort of recognize in a movie or a TV show, open up IMDb or Wikipedia, look at that character's actor, Click on that performer's page, scroll through their filmography, and see what else they've done. You never know how big of an impact a bit part can make. Thank you for watching. If you really like what you saw, please like and subscribe. It goes a long way. I know everyone says it, but it really does go a long way. Like and subscribe, and if you want to go a step further, you can sign up for my Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons, Super Swim Team 7, Reynold H, Parker, and a Nurchin. Those guys have been supporting me, even though I don't think I put out nearly enough for them. Love you guys. Thank you for watching my junk. Next one will come out sooner, probably. I don't know.